It's the Cubs and the Phillies on NBC Sports Chicago, home of the authentic fan, and a beautiful night for baseball. And as we hit September, the Cubs get Chris Bryant back. He's in the lineup tonight. It's game 2 of a 3-game weekend set. The Phillies a 2-1 winner in 10 last night. Great to have you with us. Along with Jim DeShays, I'm Len Casper. The Cubs get basically the left side of their infield back. Addison Russell, for now, will be a part-time player, come off the bench. But Chris Bryant is back in the lineup, playing third, hitting fifth.
Yeah, nice to have the big bat back in the lineup. KB's been out since July 23rd. The Cubs have weathered the storm. They're 6 games above 500 since he went out. They've actually picked up a couple of games in the standings, but sooner or later you're going to get exposed when you lose a big bat like Chris Bryant. So nice to have him back there. The numbers: 76 ball games, 276 batting average, 11 home runs, and those numbers no doubt impacted by that shoulder injury that he was dealing with for quite some time before he went on the DL.
Yep, 2 DL stints, missing 51 games total. Kyle Hendricks will pitch for the Cubs tonight. It'll be right-hander Zach Eflin for the Phillies. And the Cubs ready for the stretch run. They have a 3.5-game lead over St. Louis, 4 ahead of Milwaukee, and KB is back. Cubs and Phils next.
To in part by Lexus, who encourages you to experience amazing. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Ford, who invites you to go further in their fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out our entire lineup at your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Menards, save big money at Menards. And by Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency.
Welcome back to the city of brotherly love, and the Cubs dugout having a lot of fun with the Philly fanatic tonight. As the Phillies lineup was being introduced, they were enjoying it. Pretty good. And we've got a nice night tonight. It rained pretty much from start to finish last night, but we were not interrupted, fortunately. Unfortunately for the Cubs, the Phillies won the game 2-1 in 10 innings. So Zach Eflin, right-hander who pitched really well in beating Kyle Hendricks on June 5th at Wrigley Field, will face Hendricks again tonight. And let's check out the Cubs Southwest starting lineup he will face. Daniel Murphy leading off, playing second base. Baez is shortstop, hitting second. Anthony Rizzo, Ben Zobrist, and then Chris Bryant back, as we told you, after missing 35 with the left shoulder issue. Kyle Schwarber in left. Victor Caratini, who hit his first homer of the season 2 days ago, 3 days ago now, in fact, is going to hit seventh. Hendricks, the pitcher, 8th, and Ian Happ, the center fielder, 9th.
Phillies have had their struggles defensively. They line up this way tonight. Rhys Hoskins plays left. He struggles out there. Herrera's in center. Nick Williams will play right field tonight. Franco's your third baseman. Asdrubal Cabrera, former Met, did not play any shortstop for the Mets this year, but he's played a fair bit at short since joining the Phillies. Cesar Hernandez is the second baseman. Veteran first baseman is Carlos Santana. Wilson Ramos is the catcher, and the Lexus Experience amazing starting pitcher for the Phillies tonight is the young right-hander Zach Eflin. He is 24 years of age, a big guy, 6'6", 215. Throws a lot of strikes. He's 9-5 with a 3.99 ERA. This is start number 20 for him.
Denver, Colorado native Marty Foster now makes his offseason home in Wisconsin. Will work home plate. Mark Ripperger at first, Doug Eddings at second, and Joe West, the crew chief, at third. It is Childhood Cancer Awareness Night here in Philadelphia, so you see those yellow wristbands the umpires are wearing. And here we go. Daniel Murphy to lead it off. Gorgeous night. First pitch of the game is taken for a strike. The leadoff man is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. If Murphy gets a hit, Binny's will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository, and he deposits one into the seats foul. 0-2.
Eflin very aggressive, throws a lot of first pitch strikes. Got a good heater. Mid-90s plus at times.
Murphy smacks one out into right center. That ball will roll to the wall. Murphy on his way to second. And he's got a leadoff double. That was on an 0-2 pitch.
Well, normally 0-2 elevated fastball, not a bad place to go, and that's exactly what he does here. It's a good pitch. It's precisely where Wilson Ramos wanted it, but Murphy was ready for it. He jumped all over it. You're not supposed to be able to turn on a high fastball like that if you're protecting against something soft with 2 strikes.
That brings up Javier Baez. The Cubs getting just the solo homer from Javi last night. And it was the first game the Cubs lost with Daniel Murphy in the lineup. Now 8-1. And the 1-0 serve is hit on the ground, and Murphy, a good read. Baez is going to make it. And the throw gets by, and Murphy will score. Baez on his way to second. He's going to try for third, and he's going to make it. What a start.
That'll be an infield hit for Baez, an error on Cabrera. Kind of a twofold error, mental, because he shouldn't have thrown it to begin with, then the physical error that got away and allowed Baez to get all the way to third base.
So no RBI for Baez, but the Cubs get the first run, and the Phillies moving their infield in, 3 batters into the game. Against Anthony Rizzo. First pitch by Eflin is in there for a strike. 77 degrees at game time. lovely evening. Not so much last night. And the 1-1 is tapped foul.
Pretty good change up there from Eflin. He's got a 4-pitch mix. Changeup has been kind of a late bloomer for him.
Actually 0-2, not 1-2. 3 Phillies between first and second, and all in. Rizzo stays alive.
So a fastball, as I mentioned, can get 95, 96. He'll throw it about 60% of the time. Mostly fastball sliders to the right-handed hitters. Fastball change up a lot to the lefties, so mixing the curveball on occasion.
Low and outside. 97 that time. StatCast AI powered by AWS. Cubs trying to cash in that runner at third. Already taking advantage of an error.
The 104th error committed by the Phillies this year, second most in all of baseball. Just one fewer than the Cardinals. And not just the errors, the lack of range, all the advanced metrics really do not like this Philly club at all. I mean, not personally, but defensively.
Two balls, 2 strikes, throw to third. Baez back. And plenty of time.
Eflin over his last 7 starts, a 5.54 earned run average. When we saw him back in June, he was really in a nice groove.
Rizzo bounces. Baez is going to hold. Smart play. He would have been out with a decent throw. So with nobody out, no sense in really risking it.
No situation where he's going to read the ball off the bat. Now with 1 out, he might be in a more aggressive posture here.
And the batter is Ben Zobrist. Infield still in. More of a standard alignment as Cabrera's back on the other side of second. Ben 0 for 4 plus a walk last night. Comes in at .310 on the year. Takes inside for a ball. Thursday in Atlanta, got his 1,500th career hit. Franco tight at the bag at third. The pitch is low. Two balls, no strikes. Eflin is from Oviedo, Florida, just northeast of Orlando. And the pitcher strike that time.
Might have been a changeup. I don't know if it's a 2-seam fastball, but it might have been a changeup. I think they're in. We don't want to give in to Zobrist mode here.
That will get in there, and the Cubs lead 2-0. Zobrist on his way to second. He's got a double. So some early run support for Kyle Hendricks.
Let me restate that. They should have been in. We don't want to give in to Zobrist mode there. He threw him the fastball right over the heart of the plate. Zobrist delivers the RBI knock.
And that brings up Chris Bryant. And the Cub fans in the ballpark making some noise. Activated off the DL. And batting 5th. First game since July 23rd. Pulled foul to right. Made some changes in terms of his mechanics, trying to keep both hands on the bat longer. Will swing a little less often in the cage. Just try to make sure he doesn't overdo it. He waits on an 0-1, and here it is. It's low.
The two-handed finish there. You know, when we used to watching Chris, that top hand would come off the bat, and there'd be the big high finish with the left arm, and that was causing some discomfort. He says he feels stronger when he keeps both hands on the bat.
Missed the fastball. It's 1-2.
Small sample, but good numbers against Eflin. 5 out of 8.
Three hits, an error, and the Cubs have scored twice and still only 1 out. And he gets him on a 1-2. As Ramos will fire to first. First punch out for Eflin. And we'll bring up Kyle Schwarber. So the Cubs have already scored more than they did against Eflin in that start in Chicago as he went into the 8th, one of his best outings of the season. And as you mentioned, he has struggled here of late. Kyle Hendricks gave up 5 runs in that game in June. He's been much better since the start of July. So we'll see how it goes tonight. Ball 1 on Schwarber. Here's the 1-0, and it misses. Low and away. So Eflin working behind in the count here in the first inning quite a bit. That is a strike.
Yeah, he's normally very aggressive. He throws strike 1, as I mentioned, 2/3 of the time. But what happened was he threw that 0-2 fastball up to Murphy, and he whacked it. And he was immediately back on his heels with a man in scoring position. And when that happens, infield in, you start pitching away from contact a little bit. Lose your aggressive nature.
2-2 now to Schwarber. It is a pretty subdued crowd, almost like a golf gallery here in the first inning. You notice that? Seems very polite and quiet.
The civility of the crowd changed a lot when they moved from the vet over to this ballpark a number of years ago.
Schwarber went. Joe West made the call, and the crowd makes some noise now as Eflin gets out of it, but the Cubs get him for 2. And the Phillies are coming up against Kyle Hendricks when we return. Now, brought to you by Southwest. Santana leading off. He's done it a handful of times this season. Gets on base a lot. Hoskins batting second. Odubel Herrera third. It's the catcher Ramos cleaning up, followed by Nick Williams. Asdrubal Cabrera, who hit the game-ending home run off Steve Cishek last night. Franco plays third, hits seventh. Pitcher eighth. They do that on occasion. And Cesar Hernandez ninth.
Cubs defensively brought to you by BP. Schwarber, Happ, Zobrist in the outfield. Hey, Chris Bryant at third base. Baez Murphy up the middle. Big Riz at first. Victor Caratini with the catching assignment tonight. And the Lexus Experience amazing starting pitcher is crafty right-hander Kyle Hendricks.
And he starts Santana with a strike. One unearned, one earned for the Cubs in the top of the first inning.
Last few starts has been really good. He has even his record now at 10-10, 3.86 ERA. The lowest it has been in a while. He was really good last time out against Cincinnati. He goes fastball, changeup, curveball. He works the edges as well as anybody in the game. Last 6 starts, he's 4-1 with a 3.26 earned run average, 38 2/3 innings during that stretch, and he has struck out 36 and allowed only 4 walks. As you get a peek into the inner workings of Marty Foster's left eye.
Well, Visine will do it.
Raise your hand if you blinked at home. Do you have a Visine contract?
No.
Okay.
I have a bottle in my makeup kit, though. That's why I said it.
Gets the red out.
On the ground, and it's Rizzo to flip to Hendricks.
So we talked about Kyle being good. Last time he was awfully good. 7 innings, he allowed 2 hits to the same guy, Tucker Barnhart of the Reds. 7 shutout innings. So if Barnhart had stayed home, he would have been flirting with a no-hitter. He walked 1, struck out 5. And I was looking at Fangraphs at his game log, and you can look at all different manner of pitch type, just the basic numbers, how many chases he got, things of that nature, the quality of contact. According to Fangraphs, he gave up 0 hard contact in that start.
How about that? Rhys Hoskins takes off the plate inside. Line for Kyle on Sunday as the Cubs engineered the series sweep over the Reds. I love the oxymoron, by the way, you dropped on us.
What was that?
Awfully good. Hoskins last night hit what Ian Happ said was the highest fly ball Happ had ever seen. He actually lost the ball. It was that high in the air. Fortunately, he caught it.
We should go find that and put a clock on it and see what kind of hang time he had. There's a lot of power in this Philly lineup tonight. Hoskins among them. He's hit 27 home runs. They have 5 guys in their lineup tonight with 20+ long balls. And then Nick Williams has 17. Wilson Ramos has 15. So danger up and down the Philly lineup.
Those 3 home runs you saw against the Cubs came last year here. He homered in all 3 games. It was early in his big league career. 3-2 on a changeup. Hoskins has 45 home runs in 175 major league games. Ball 4. Let's go back to game 1. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005.
Yeah. That was launch.
Here's Herrera.
He didn't lose it in the sun. He didn't lose it in the lights. He just lost it.
That's a strike on a fastball. Herrera has a very awkward setup in terms of his front foot. He would say it's very comfortable, I'm sure. It just doesn't look that way. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, I don't know that you would ever really teach anybody to hit like this, but this guy has very good hands. He has the ability to get the barrel to the ball. Despite the wide open stance and all the action, the big leg kick, there's a lot of moving parts there. Still manages to make a lot of really solid contact.
And he strikes out swinging. 2 down here in the first. And it will bring up the catcher, Ramos. Off to a great start with the Phillies. 10 games hitting .405 with a homer and 9 knocked in. They got him from Tampa Bay. Final day of July. Not hit hard, and Bryant will have a lot of time. Ramos with leg issues. Might be the slowest runner in the league these days. And after an inning, it's the Cubs 2 and the Phillies nothing. Debit card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. Cubs lead 2-0 early. So multiple runs in a Pennsylvania big league ballpark. Been a while. We're on that one solo homer per game thing for a bit. Strike on Victor Caratini, the catcher. The other day in that loss to the Mets, hit his second career homer. The previous 5 games here in Pennsylvania, that was it. 4 in Pittsburgh, and then game 1 last night.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Came off the bench to pinch hit with the bases loaded in the 8th inning last night and punched out.
Both the Cardinals and Brewers gained a game on the division leaders last night. St. Louis 3.5 back, Milwaukee 4. Bottom of the 2nd in DC tonight, scoreless. Steven Strasburg pitching for the Nationals. Chase Anderson for Milwaukee.
Somewhere on the Twitter sphere out there, somebody had tweeted that teams with in the division era, teams with a lead of 3 games or more on September 1 go on to win the division 90% of the time.
Leadoff walk. And it brings up the pitcher, Hendricks. That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll alleviate any stress for any folks, but the numbers are encouraging.
Just underway in St. Louis after an inning. Reds and Cardinals 0-0. Luis Castillo for Cincinnati and Daniel Ponce de Leon for the Cardinals. Bunted, and the throw will go to first. So Hendricks engineers a sac bunt. Corona standings. Phillies picked up a game on Atlanta. The Braves lost to the Pirates last night. So the Phils just 2 games back, and they enter September with a winning record for the first time since 2011. Couple of shots to get Caratini home now, starting with Ian Happ. And he takes outside for ball 1. In terms of September roster expansion, Bryant, Russell activated off the 10-day DL. Right-hander James Norwood recalled from AAA Iowa. Catcher Taylor Davis and outfielder Terrence Gore had their contracts selected from Iowa. And to make room for Gore and Davis on the 40-man, pitchers Luke Farrell and Rob Zastrisny are designated for assignment. So the Cubs have 30 players on their active roster.
Good of the new guys to stay together so we could get a shot of them.
Joe has a lot of options, as every manager does now with the expanded rosters. Russell will be eased back into things. A late game defensive replacement, might get a pinch hit at bat here or there, and at some point will work his way back into the lineup.
Yeah, he's anxious. He feels good. He wants to get back out there, but he hasn't seen live pitching in a while. Try to ease him back into the flow.
Oh, look out. Murphy just about got hit by that foul.
And a real struggle for Ian in batting a .174 over his last 36. A lot of strikeouts. Been driving the ball. Strikeouts are part of the package with his game, but typically there's a lot of walks and power mixed in. The power has been lacking.
Called strike 3 for the second out. Let's hear from Joe Madden on KB and Addison Russell coming back.
KB makes us longer. Addison, same thing. We've got to get Addy back in there. Probably ease him back in. KB has the benefit of having been able to play a little bit, although Addison was out less time, which also there might be a balance in there somewhere. But I need to get Addy back out on the field. Hopefully with the lead tonight, I get him out there for defense and then start working him back in. But KB obviously makes the lineup look more menacing.
Very awkward play there by Franco, but he made it. And he gets Murphy. And the Cubs do not convert after that leadoff walk. 2-0 Cubs in the second.
Welcome back, everybody. It's September. Everybody in. Support your Cubs during this final month as they push their way towards postseason baseball. Tickets available for all remaining games, but they're going fast. Visit Cubs.com before it's too late.
2-0. Nick Williams playing right. Will lead off the Phillies second, and he takes low. Did not play in the opener. Hits one hard and foul. Had a wild series last year against the Cubs here. Started the set 0 for 8 with 7 strikeouts before a single and then a game-winning home run in the rubber match. Wide open stance, and he puts one in the air for Ian Happ, and out number 1. There's Cabrera. He ended the game with an opposite field homer in the 10th. Late Friday. Had not done a whole lot with the bat prior to that swing as a Philly.
He's having a good year with the Mets. He's had a good solid career. Good hitter, pretty good from both sides, has power, as we saw last night. Kyle's been good against the Phils in his career, 3-1 with a .260. A complete game against him back at Wrigley in May of 2016.
1-2. How about this note? Dellin Betances just set a big league record.
What did he do?
He was the first relief pitcher with 5 consecutive 100 strikeout seasons. Swing and a miss on a changeup. He's out. Second strikeout.
Surprises me on one level. There's so many strikeouts in the game now, so I'm not surprised. But I thought it would have happened prior to this with the way relievers used to be used, where they would pitch multiple innings more often. They go back to a guy like Mike Marshall of the Dodgers. who once struck out 200 in a season out of a bullpen. He's never had a run of seasons, apparently, like Betances. Is that possible? I have to confirm that.
No, he
threw 200 innings out of the bullpen.
He'd had 200 innings in 106 appearances, struck out 143. He only had 2 100 strikeout seasons. On the ground to Bryant.
As I was saying that, I said, that's not possible.
Nice work by Hendricks. 1, 2, 3 go the Phillies in the second. Built for Baseball is brought to you by T-Mobile. Aaron Boone has arrived as a big league manager. He was not real fond with the strike zone of Nick Lentz last night. And once he got tossed, he let him have it.
He lost his mind, and you see Lentz saying that's contact. Boone got him with his finger and the bill of his cap, so it's going to be a big fine, maybe suspension coming his way.
That's a strike. That's a ball. You got it?
Carry on.
Infield hit for Baez. He went all the way to third on a throwing error by the shortstop Cabrera. And this time a little pop up off the handle. Caught by Santana. So these guys with no previous big league managerial experience. Pretty good.
Yeah, and it's rare that your first big league gig is with a good club or a club that is expected to be good. Now, I'm not sure what the expectations were for Kapler's club here in Philadelphia. They probably far exceeded what people thought they were going to do, and that would make him a strong candidate to be the manager of the year in the National League. I think that this model is becoming more and more common. A manager who has never managed before at the big league level, and in many instances at any level.
Rizzo grounded out in the first inning in an RBI spot. Infield was in. Baez did not score, but Zobrist then doubled and home. Eflin's 0-2. Now 1-2 on Rizzo. Second leg of a 4-city 11-game road trip. That one hit a ton to right, but foul. Eflin will try it again, and another ball hit hard but pulled way foul. You can hear names like Altair, Cousins, Rios, Ramos, Davis, Florimone. Those are add-ons for the Phillies on their roster tonight. Bounce toward the middle and into center for a base hit. So Rizzo had a great month of August, during which he batted .340, is hitting .500 in September.
Yeah, this is kind of the silly season of baseball with the rosters being expanded. All the bullpen guys that are available now, and you'll watch the managers make that slow walk to the mound, the parade of relievers. They'll be able to match up.
Yeah, crowded dugouts, clubhouses, bullpens, team buses. It's fun when you cross over during BP in September. We've got like 100 players on the field. It looks like an NFL game. High drive to right. And just got under it. Williams will make the grab. Time for our Rocket Mortgage breakdown.
What are we breaking down?
August, Cubs went 18-10, and they needed to, considering how well the Cardinals played. What did they go, 22-6?
Something like that, 21, 22, and 6. I believe I read today was their best single month in 50 years.
Fair ball. Going to hit the corner there. Let's see if Rizzo can score. Well, Bryant Butterfield will hold him. It's a double for Bryant. So Chris, 1 for 2 off the DL.
Welcome back, KB. Going to try to go down and away with a heater here, and it's a two-seamer that leaks right back over the heart of the plate. Manfred's lucky he didn't hit it out of the ballpark. Keeps two hands on the bat, rips the double down the third base line.
I thought that little corner shot that kind of deadened the ball might give Rizzo a chance to score. It ended up being a long run to go get the ball, but there was not really an opportunity to send him. So it's Schwarber with runners at second and third. He was out on a check swing his first turn.
Got to be patient here. You got to realize the situation. You got a base open, so they might not give you anything meaty to swing at here.
One and one.
Good change up there from Eflin. He throws it hard, 88, 89. I think we saw one at 90. Powered change up.
Eflin had some DL time in July with a finger blister. 2 DL stints last year with some knee issues and a shoulder strain.
Had surgery on both knees prior to the season. Started the year on the DL, rehabbing, coming back from that.
A 2-1 hit in the air out into deep left center. At the wall. It's off the wall. 2 runs will score. Schwarber's trying to make third. Here comes the throw. He is safe. It's a triple. Hit it off the high wall just to the left of center. That's the deepest part of the park. It goes out to 409 in that area. It's 4-0.
Boy, twice tonight I thought they would be cautious. First was Zobrist in the first, and here was Schwarber in the third with the base open. But this fastball channeled, and Kyle was ready for it. Waggle, waggle, boom. 3-base hit. Cubs are a home run shy of the cycle here in the third.
Victor Caratini. He has walked tonight. Cub fans making noise and Philly fans trying to drown them out.
It's interesting. Philly fans are famous for booing. The old line was they would boo Santa Claus, boo successful airport landings. Usually when Cub fans start this chant on the road, the other team just starts to chant "Let's go," whatever their team is, louder. Here they just boo. Right, like if we're in Milwaukee and the Cub fans start up "Let's go Cubs," the Brewer fans will start with "Let's go Brewers."
The 2-1 pitch is a strike.
Phillies have a good group of young starting pitchers. Aaron Nola could be the Cy Young Award winner this year. He's 25. Eflin's 24. Pavetta's 25. We saw him last night. Velasquez 26. Jake Arrieta is the old guy in the bunch.
Caratini fans. Kyle Schwarber a 2-run triple. And a ball that almost left the ballpark. Showing off his speed. It's 4-0. To hold a true moment later in tonight's game.
Come out and show your team pride Tuesday, September 25th. The Cubs welcome students, alumni, and fans of the Big Ten. Fans who buy tickets through the Community Nights page will receive a special edition Cubs fleece blanket in your favorite Big Ten school's colors. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com/communitynights.
Hendricks will face the pitcher Eflin, who homered earlier this year off the Toronto Blue Jays. Sam Gaviglio. Gaviglio is how it's pronounced, I believe. 0-2 on him. 4-0. Cubs lead.
Very comfortable putting a 4-run lead in Kyle Hendricks' hands, especially the way he's been going along lately. But this ballpark is a hitter's park. And the Phillies have a lot of sock in their lineup.
Jose Quintana was very good last night. The rotation. Last 15 games, a 2.42 collective ERA. Laced foul to right. Looks like he has an idea. Career 163 for Eflin. Called strike 3. Strikeout per inning for Kyle. And now Cesar Hernandez. Typically high in the order, mostly leadoff in his career, but he's batting 9th. Tonight he hit 3rd last night.
Yeah, you see that high on base percentage certainly qualifies him to hit at the top of the order, but with him 9. I'm sure Dave Kapler thinks of him as a guy like Joe Madden who can feed the top of the order. He's got Santana 1, Hoskins 2 tonight, both guys with power, and those two guys will take their walks as well.
Softly bounced to Murphy, a little underhand flip. So 2 quiet outs now. Santana.
The Williams fly ball to center to start last inning, the only ball out of the infield so far off Kyle. Usually that's a very good sign. Getting through the first inning, a very good sign for Kyle. That's where he's had his issues this year.
His first inning ERA about 8. After that, it's 3. Santana's career walk rate is off the charts, over 15%. The strikeout rate is below 17%. That's excellent. Squared to bunt, took a curve for a strike, and he's got an above average home run rate. So the combination of those 3 things you don't find very often. High walks, low strikeout, high home run rate.
Yeah. Anthony Rizzo.
Yep.
This is year 1 of a 3-year free agent deal that Santana signed to come here to Philadelphia.
Line shot fair into the corner and right. That's the Phillies' first hit. As Zobrist will track it down, it is a double for Santana. Mentioned last night he's hit into a lot of bad luck this year. He had 2 lineouts in game 1, and he hits this one hard for a double tonight.
Yeah, that ball absolutely scorched. It had a lot of hook spin and almost hooked foul on him.
That'll give Hoskins a chance with a man on and 2 down. Fastball strike. Might be the best pitch he gets to hit in this sequence. Kyle likes to work the edges. And when he's at his best, you won't see a lot of pitches where he threw that first one. Not deep in counts for sure.
Clearly elevated fastball, part of the game plan against Hoskins here. It's 2 in a row. Hoskins is going, wait a minute, man. Everybody told me this guy throws sinkers and changeups.
Hoskins asks for time. And the 0-2 is high.
Pretty impressive to be able to execute that high fastball for a guy who lives down as much as he does. You know, it's one thing to ask a pitcher to get out of his game a little bit, but he's very good at executing it. Some guys who throw a lot of two-seamers and sink the fastball, you ask them to elevate, and they're just going to throw something, you know, way up, way out of the zone, not a competitive pitch at all. He's a true marksman, very good at hitting the target regardless.
He's gone full.
Pitched him very carefully last time and walked him, and I don't think he would, you know, I don't think he's going to fret if he puts him on here either. He obviously doesn't want to walk him. Herrera's a good hitter.
He made pretty quick work of Herrera in the first inning after walking Hoskins. 3-2 ground ball. Murphy comes in to scoop and throw, and that's it. Phillies get their first hit, but they still have not scored, and it's 4-0 Cubs after 3 from Philadelphia. Cubs into your X1 voice remote. Get live team stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. And a hearty welcome to our viewers watching on Cooperative Telephone Exchange in Stanhope, Iowa. Hendricks bats for the second time, leading 4-0. He put down a sacrifice in the second.
Ooh, good rip.
Got a piece of both catcher and umpire.
Swing with intention, young man. The doubleheader.
Marty Foster's got a little issue with that
eye problem earlier. Now his chin guard is malfunctioning. Tuck your chin, Marty.
Strike called. It's 1-2. It is caught, backhanded by Cabrera.
Fallout Boy is coming home to play Wrigley Field. It'll happen next Saturday, as a matter of fact, the 8th. Special guest Rise Against and Machine Gun Kelly will also be on hand. Don't miss out on the final concert of the season here at Wrigley Field. Tickets are on sale now at Cubs.com/concerts.
Apcard looking on strikes. His first time up. He does put a ball in play this time, but Hernandez will send him back to the dugout empty-handed.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see him swinging early. Ian's been rung up a lot lately. It's not like he's just swinging and missing all the time. As a matter of fact, in terms of going outside of the strike zone, he's one of the better Cubs at not chasing pitches out of the zone. He gets beat in the zone a lot, and he ends up taking some called third strikes. But it's not so much that he's chasing bad balls. He's just underneath fastballs. He's been out in front of changeups and just about everything giving him issues these days.
I guess ball one to Murphy on a pitch that looked pretty good. Daniel starting the night with a career batting average of 300. Would you like to take a guess, roughly, at how many players with 5,000 plate appearances have hit 300 in their career?
Are we going all the way back into the Wayback Machine?
Yeah.
Because those guys, a lot of them did, I think, in the early days of baseball.
5,000's a lot.
5,000 plate appearances is about 10 years worth. I'm going to say 31.
Hoskins leaves his feet and makes a diving grab. That's actually about 160 or so. As Murphy's tied for 157th all time. Hoskins not known for his glove, but made a nice catch here. The best baseball show in town, Baseball Night in Chicago, presented by Chick-fil-A. Join Ozzie Guillen, David DeJesus, and Layla Rahimi as they break down the biggest stories surrounding the Cubs and White Sox. Tuesday at 6:30 on NBC Sports. Chicago, Dubal Herrera offered at it on the bunt, and 0-1 the count.
Kyle starting to sprinkle in some breaking balls. Herrera was an outstanding volleyball player when he was in high school. Very strong legs, big old quads.
Not a natural outfielder, came up as a middle infielder in the Rangers system. And they showed the highlights of Cole Hamels' no-hitter at Wrigley Field again tonight, and I'm to this day amazed Herrera made the catch on the warning track at Wrigley. It was off the bat of Chris Bryant, and Herrera lost the ball and ended up face planting on the warning track, but he caught the ball somehow, some way, and preserved the no-hitter. Now I suppose it could have ended up being an error had he not caught it, but if he didn't even get a glove on it, typically they just give the batter a hit. I don't recall who was the official scorer that day, as he lines one out into center for a base hit.
Whoever it was probably as relieved as anybody that he made the catch, because that's a prickly situation.
So Herrera had a rough at bat in the first as he struck out, but beats Hendricks this time, and now it's the catcher Ramos. If you can get him to hit one on the ground, it's almost guaranteed to be a double play. He's had a lot of knee and hamstring issues in his career. In fact, he was acquired from Tampa Bay while he was on the DL. With a strained left hamstring. Missed about a month. Fastball strike.
Jorge Alfaro, their other catcher, is very good defensively. This guy's a better hitter, but Alfaro will still get chances to play because of the leg issues for Ramos.
Kyle has the sign, and the 1-1 is in there for a strike.
See the note on Ramos and LASIK surgery?
Yeah, a couple years ago, I guess he had the laser surgery on his eyes, and his offense has been a lot better.
About 40 points better in terms of batting average post-surgery.
I think there still are a lot of big league players who are reluctant to have that procedure while they're active, right? Because they're concerned something could go wrong. But
he would be a good guy to endorse the procedure with the,
I had it.
The results he had. I remember back in the day, Mike Scott and Alan Ashby both had the arcade done. They actually cut the lens, radial keratotomy, the old technology.
I want to say Greg Maddux had it.
Maddux had it
in his career.
Yeah, I think it'd be more dangerous for a hitter, more risky, I guess.
Out in the left center, this could drop, and it will. Perfectly placed by Ramos. And the Phillies mounting a threat here in the fourth. They have 2 on with no outs. And it brings up the right fielder Williams. Cubs have the lead. It's 4-0. They scored twice in the first, 1 unearned run. They got 2 in the third on a 2-out triple by Kyle Schwarber. And by far the best chance for the Phils here in the fourth.
Williams' first full year in the big leagues, played 83 games last year for Philadelphia. Posted good numbers. Part of the Cole Hamels deal to the Rangers.
Yeah, they got Alfaro, Alec Asher, Jared Eichhoff, Matt Harrison, all pitchers. Jake Thompson, a pitcher as well. It was a big haul for Cole. 2-0 on Williams. Jake Diekman also went the other way in that deal with Hamels. So the Rangers got two very good pitchers on that acquisition. And both guys are elsewhere. Diekman now with Arizona. Phillies will get on the board as Herrera will score. 3 consecutive singles to start the fourth. It's 4-1.
Williams, like Herrera, striking his ball sharply. The Ramos base hit with just a little flare. Still counts. Well, he's making some noise here in the fourth as the middle of the order. Need to figure out Kyle a little bit.
Here's Cabrera, who will try to atone for his first inning error. He did strike out in the second.
Single probably does not score Ramos here.
Schwarber will make the catch. That's the first out.
Leg issues, as you mentioned, the lack of speed. Probably going to take 2 base hits or a double to score him. As a matter of fact, he got booed here. I think it might have been his very first game with the Phillies in this ballpark. The ball hit into the right field corner. He was on first base, and he got thrown out trying to go first to third, and fans thought he was dogging it. Just can't run.
Maikel Franco turned 26 6 days ago. Made his major league debut 4 years ago tomorrow. He bats as the tying run.
Yeah, he played 16 games in 2014. Not much of a sample there. The next year, 80 games, 335 plate appearances. And in terms of his rate stats, that was his best work as a big leaguer. He kind of went backwards the next couple of years. He's bounced back some this season. Still only 25. It's a young club. One of the younger rosters in the game.
1-0 to Franco. Dylan Cousins is on deck. He would hit for the pitcher Eflin. Adebray Ramos up in the bullpen.
Philly bullpen, it looks like birds on a wire out there, lined up shoulder to shoulder, wing to wing.
You can have upwards of 40 on your active roster now, but there is a point where you can't have too many guys. So teams typically don't bring up 12 guys all at the same time.
Just don't have enough time in terms of batting practice, and things get crowded. You always have the option of to bring somebody up later on if you want. It's a wacky sport, and with this rule, nobody else does it. One of the most important games of the year for many clubs, with a rule change, a change in the roster size.
And there are a lot of reasons for it. Prospects who teams want to see at the end of the minor league season. You like to have pitching reinforcements. The guess is within the next 5 years there'll be some sort of change.
It's interesting, though, isn't it, that a lot of the best prospects aren't called up in September because
they're already here.
Teams, well, they're already here, or teams
or
don't
they
want to
wait.
start the clock ticking on their service time.
3-2, chopper to Bryant. They'll try to go around the horn, and they will. So Hendricks limits the damage. Phillies get one. That is all, and it's 4-1. Xfinity in the rain last night. Javier Baez hit his 29th homer of the season. And then got the waffle iron treatment. We still don't know exactly what that means. I'm not sure I want to know.
I think it's somebody just said that ball was waffled at some point along the way, and so they decided to bring in a waffle iron.
Fifth inning, Eflin was going to come out with pinch hitter before Franco hit into an inning-ending double play.
Got in on Javi, cracked his bat a little, pop up to first base last time, and went right back inside on him with the good lively heater. Here comes another one.
Chop toward third, and will be an infield hit. The second of the night. Javi was surprised. I think he just asked Mark Ripperger, fair ball. I think he thought it might go foul, but it didn't.
Well, they were trying to go in, and that one didn't really get it in there. Still induced weak contact, but a break for Baez is a slow roller to third base. Franco had no play.
Pick toss. Baez back in safely, being assisted by Will Venable. Brian Butterfield across at third. Popped into shallow right. Here comes Williams. Zobrist with an RBI double and a flyout.
Phillies shift a lot, and they overplay their outfielders a lot too. They're playing strong pull in the outfield. So they're now starting to creep back a little bit more towards the middle of the diamond. Dave Kapler and this Philly front office, very progressive, very in tune to the analytics.
Baez was still taking his lead, and Eflin fired over. Yeah, that's a big change here the last couple of years for the Phillies, who have long been considered one of the rare old school organizations. Baez takes off. Ramos throw. Got him as Baez tried the swim move. But this time it didn't work.
Ramos and Alfaro, both of them really good at shutting down the running game.
Well, the first swim move did work, but he couldn't get to the bag before the tag by Cabrera. He missed him there, but he just couldn't get it. Zobrist in the air to right. Williams goes back almost to the track. And that's it. Cubs done in the fifth, leading 4-1. NBCSportsChicago.com. Presented by Nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Go to jeffvuk.com or follow him on social media. Nationwide is on your side. Pinch hitter Roman Quinn for the starter Eflin, who went 5, gave up 4 runs, 3 earned.
Easy to make these decisions now with the additional bullpen guys available, extra bench players. And it's hit safely in 8 consecutive games.
Switch hitter.
And 417 in his last 9 starts.
swing and a miss. It is 1-2 on him. Baez will have to hurry. Backhands it, and the throw is in time. What a play. Great late adjustment by Javier Baez.
Yeah, beautiful play by Baez. And caught in a couple of occasions here, waiting back on balls, but with Quinn, the hitter, he knows he's really got to come and get it. And I just love the move to go to the backhand and make that seamless transition from glove to throwing hand. That's about as slick as it gets. Tries to get around that ball. It's going to take him another step, and Quinn's going to beat it.
Hernandez takes a hook for a strike at 72. Minor league season, the regular season ending here soon. A tough year for the Iowa Cubs, well under the 500 mark. Arano, the righty, Avilan, the lefty. The Eugene Emeralds are still in play to grab a I believe a wild card spot in the Northwest League, even though they're under 500 in the second half. And one of the two rookie clubs in Mesa in the Arizona League best-of-3 championship series. They're taking on the Dodgers, and that series tied at 1 game apiece. 2 down here in the Phillies' 5th.
The Cubs are introducing game-changing new premier experiences at Wrigley Field, with seats featuring prime views and access to an exclusive club and first-class amenities. These new premier experiences will allow fans to enjoy Cubs baseball and America's most majestic ballpark in a whole new way. Visit CubsPremier.com to join the Premier Client Priority List.
Arizona Cubs have a 3-0 lead in the first inning tonight over the Dodgers.
Down for a little wrinkle. Back-to-back curveballs. Quintana had a real good curveball going last night. He was really sharp.
One and 2 on Santana. I should know this, but were you ever on a championship club on a minor league team?
2 things. One, you shouldn't know that. And yes, the Columbus Clippers, International League 1984, I think we won.
Did you get a ring?
We did, yeah. I still have it somewhere.
You should wear it to the ballpark one of these nights.
I will do that.
I would love to see it. Well, at the end of the bat, Zobrist in, but he'll have to play it on a bounce. And Santana is 2 for 3.
Well, Santana having a nice night, ringing double last time, and fell down in the count, 2 strikes here, and manages to stay alive and get himself another knock. It's at the upper levels of the minor leagues. There's always tension this time of year for the prospects in particular, because they're kind of hoping the season ends and they have a chance to get to the big leagues. So they'd rather not go into a minor league postseason. There are other guys that aren't going to be called up, and maybe they're AAA lifers. They want a chance to win a championship. It's not like the prospects aren't trying. But it does pull you both ways. Like, you want to win, but you also want to go to the big leagues.
And there will be some players and some organizations who will come up after those playoff seasons end, which is also kind of a strange thing.
Yeah, unless there's a real need, that's typically what happens.
One and one on Hoskins. He bats with a man on, 2 down, 5th inning. Hendricks and Caratini have had a few moments like this tonight. Trying to get on the same page here. It happens. On the ground to third, charged by Bryant. And the Phillies strand 1, off to the 6th. Cubs 4, Philadelphia 1. Game 2 of a 3-game series. And Luis Avilan, left-hander, veteran. First man out of the Phillies bullpen, a pen that had 5 scoreless innings in the opener last night.
Most recently a Chicago White Sox. He pitched 58 times for the Sox with a 3.86 ERA. This is his 4th appearance in a Philly uniform. Been around since 2012 when he debuted with the Atlantas at the age of 22.
Facing Chris Bryant in his first game off the DL. He struck out in the first, doubled, and scored in the third. Let's look at the new swing.
Yeah,
the old one on the left.
Yeah. See, the top hand will come off, and the bottom hand does a lot of the work on the follow through with the 2-hand approach. Both hands stay engaged, takes a little pressure off that shoulder. Down on his rehab assignment, he said, you know, BP, it felt good. He likes the feel of it. He likes the feel of the ball coming off of his bat. He feels stronger. During the game, he said there were times when he was able to keep both hands on throughout the swing. There were other times when it came off. And Joe and Chili have told him, don't worry about it, just swing. Don't think about it once you get into the game. Think about it in BP, but not during the game.
Hand came off that time, 2-2.
I think it's more likely to come off on a swing and miss, especially if you're out in front of an off-speed pitch.
Yeah, you don't get demerits for letting go of the bat. strikes out to start the 6th.
Joe said he's just going to play it by ear as far as getting KB back into everyday duty, how his body feels. Being back in the fray, you know, if he comes to the ballpark and he's feeling sore tomorrow, he might give him the day off.
Ball 1 on Kyle Schwarber. Tripled home, 2 in the 3rd.
Yeah, they challenged him with a fastball here. Surprised they did, and he almost knocked it out of here. Angled wall, took a funny kick. He was able to get all the way to third base.
Avilan's 1-0. Downstairs for a ball.
Milan, not a hard thrower. Fastball velocity probably a little bit below average, certainly for a reliever these days. Real good changeup.
Talked about this before. Kyle's extra base power is really almost exclusively home run power. He has not hit a lot of doubles in his career. That was his 4th triple. 3-0 swing, and he grounds out to the pitcher. For out number 2. And we'll bring up Caratini.
Yeah, and I think for Kyle, he pulls the ball so frequently, and you know, if he pulls it in the air with authority, there's a pretty good chance it's going to fly out. If he pulls it on the ground, if it gets through the shift, it's going to be a 1-base hit unless he hits it right down the right field line. Yes, I said 1-base hit.
That's what it is.
Some people call it a single.
Well, I've called
or a singleton.
I've called it a 4-run homer and have had people say that blasphemy. Foul to third.
Joe said it after the game last night, talking about that AB where Anthony swung at that neck-high fastball, something he never does. And the bases were loaded, and Joe said, well, he was going for all 4 points there. Out of his game a little bit.
Line shot. Herrera will run it down.
Almost overran it.
Cubs go 1-2-3, but not necessarily quietly, as Caratini hit one hard for an out. Still 4-1.
perpetuating. And Hamels with a 3-2 pitch. Swing and a high fly ball deep center field. Herrera back on the track, and did he make the catch? He fell down, and he's got it. He's got it. Odubel Herrera.
His feet went out from under him. He reached in front and caught it right on top of it.
He falls down on the warning track. He's just now getting to the infield with a celebration.
Scott Fransky and Larry Anderson with the Phillies radio call of that incredible finish. Herrera found a way to make the grab, even though he lost his footing, misjudged the ball. And Cole Hamels no-hit the Cubs. And after that series is when the Cubs became the Cubs under Joe Maddon. They got swept that weekend, and there was a lot of angst in Chicago, but maybe that's exactly what they needed to get no hit. Who knows?
So you got to hit bottom before you can bounce.
Well, they didn't really hit bottom, but you know, it wasn't a good series. We talked about their second half record under Joe. How about 76-37 in August under Joe Maddon? That's 4 seasons and 37 total losses in a month under Joe. One and two. I don't know if I could stand there like that. I think I'd tip over. As Herrera bounces out.
Joe talked a lot about his approach, how he likes to give guys rest in the first half of the season so they're ready to go to finish strong. That's got to be part of it. Obviously, he's got very talented players, and the front office has been able to make moves at the trade deadline to improve the team for the second half of the season.
Yeah, you want your manager to maximize the talent on the roster, certainly not hold anybody back. And it's that combination that hopefully creates a championship club, and the Cubs were able to win the World Series in his second season as Cubs manager, and if things hold true to where they are now, in a month they'll head to their 4th consecutive postseason. (3-0) on Ramos. Brewers leading, Cardinals trailing. It's 3-0 Cincinnati in the 6th at Busch Stadium. Luis Castillo's given up 1 hit and no runs through 5. He's got 9 strikeouts. And the Brewers have a 2-1 lead in Washington as they play the bottom of the 5th. Swing and a miss. 3-2. Braves are trailing again 2-0 at home against the Pirates. Chris Archer with a no-hitter through 5.
It's Archer and Kevin Gausman pitching in that one.
Gausman has given up 2 unearned runs. He walked him. Boston's Eduardo Rodriguez has 11 strikeouts in 5 innings at the White Sox tonight. 2-0 Boston as they go to the last of the 6th. Nunez and Bradley have homered for the visitors.
Really going to that 0-0 curveball a lot here the last 2 or 3 innings. Basically a free strike. Williams were to hit one in the gap. Big fly by Ramos. He got the back pedal.
And there's a ground ball into right. So they've got 2 on. With one out, this was that part of the order that got to Kyle in the fourth.
Yeah, biggest play of the game, the double play he induced from Michael Franco. He's on deck. Cabrera first here. He's going to have a shot with a couple on and one out.
Jim Hickey will make a visit before that happens.
Folks, check out the variety of luxury premier options that Wrigley Field has to offer, like the Dell EMC Legend Suite, which includes an all-inclusive suite experience, and best of all, a visit from a former Cub player. Visit Cubs.com/premier for an option that fits your needs.
Chavez, the right-hander, Rosario, the lefty. Hendricks due to lead off the seventh. This will probably be his final inning, and he would love to finish the sixth with a 3-run lead. Cabrera with an impressive game-ending homer last night. Batting left-handed, he hit it over the wall near the 387 marker out in left center. So an opposite field game-winning blast of Steve Cishek. Swing and a miss, waved at a change.
That ball had run but not sink, and they're able to ride it out of here. Done that 160 times in his major league career. That is hit a home run, not a walk-off.
Dumping buckets of bubble gum on him at home plate. Called strike three. So he chats with Marty Foster. Big second out for Kyle.
Second time he has punched out Cabrera, got him swinging his first time up, and now this two-seamer right on the outside edge. Nice job by Caratini. And Marty Foster, a good look at that one, cradles it a little bit. To understand Cabrera's point of view, it was certainly a pitcher's pitch.
Bronco 2 at-bats and has made 3 outs. 5-4-3 double play his last time up. 86 and a strike.
Another one.
87.
The StatCast note we got today, Kyle Hendricks throws more pitches right on the corner than anybody in the game.
Yep, that second pitch, vintage. Kyle Hendricks. Got options now. And Franco wants some extra time. Over the mound, Murphy right to second base unassisted. They force Williams, and the Phillies strand 2. 4-1 Cubs after 6. Cubs fan to a point as the next Cubs authentic fan of the game. Someone who supports the team through thick and thin. Do you have what it takes? Enter at NBCSportsChicago.com/CubsAF. So Kyle Hendricks is done after 6 innings. Gave up 1 run. Cubs lead by 3. And with Albert Almora Jr. announced, Gabe Kapler will make a change. We'll see this a lot here this final month. We're back after this.
Wrigley Field are available. Tours include visits in various seating areas, press box, dugouts, as well as a chance to actually step on the field. This must-see Chicago attraction houses over 100 years of history. Book your tour at Cubs.com/tours.
Adebry Ramos, it's the BioFreeze call to the pen, official external pain relief of the Chicago Cubs. He just came off the DL today. Got a right index finger blister.
A lot of breaking balls from Ramos.
And all Ramos battery here. Adebry and Wilson. Swing and a miss by Almora, the pinch hitter, 2-1. Good breaking ball, 2-2. That one started at 12 o'clock and ended up at 6. Another one.
Yeah, that one a little bit harder.
We get Albert.
Throw that breaking ball about 60% of the time.
Half fouls out of play. We're in the 7th. Cubs lead this game with 2 runs in the first, 2 more in the 3rd. Phillies got theirs in the 4th.
We talk a lot about it when under duress, a pitcher has to pitch his way out of trouble, not throw his way out of trouble. And Hendricks just did a great job of doing that in the 4th when he got the double play ball. And then again in the 6th with a couple guys on base, he made just spectacular pitches to Cabrera and Franco to finish off those innings. No panic, not overthrowing, sticking with his plan.
Analyzing his outing with Mike Porzello in the dugout. It's 2-2 on half.
Almost might have stolen that one. Breaking ball was a little high.
Almost tucks the ball into his mitt. Kicks and fires, and it's low, it's full. Daniel Murphy on deck. Look for not only a bullpen arm, but some defensive changes for the Cubs in the bottom of the inning. Sure, Almora will stay in. And we could see Addison Russell at some point. David Bodie available. Bench is chock full of options.
Yeah, I think if Murphy gets an at bat here, and he will, there's only one out in the inning. It'll be the end of the night for him.
Three-two hit to deep right, and it's gonna go. Ian Happ with a home run. It's 5-1. Number 14.
That first one in a couple of weeks for Ian, and just the second since the 3rd week of July. So that had to feel awfully good for Ian. It's been a struggle for him, but he battled, hung in there. It looked like he got one of those breaking pitches from Ramos. He's out in front of it a little bit, out on that front foot, but the hand stayed back. You can see where the weight was gone a little bit. But he's a strong young man. Strong hands, and he's able to flick it out of here.
Ford home run replay. First home run of the ball game. Here's Murphy. Takes a strike.
Sleep a little better tonight.
You made the tennis analogy recently regarding a Daniel Murphy swing. It's a great comp. And his hands and wrists.
Yeah, he just goes and gets the ball.
Yeah.
He's got all the strokes. You know, he's got the forehand, the backhand. He can drive it. He can flip it the other way.
Strong wide base. Not a lot of movement going on.
That keeps the head very still, tracks the ball well.
Strikes out this time. So 2 outs in the 7th.
Well, what are we doing here?
Is that the count? Sesame Street?
What's he doing? Get him a baseball.
I'm glad it's padded. Gotta check my phone. Did I make it on television?
Love the expression on the little girl there. This dude is out of control.
Got some good hair working too.
Love the enthusiasm.
Two out of Baez, misses outside. He's in the catbird seat. And no doubt we'll have a green light. In the air to center, he didn't get it. Herrera will make the catch and will stretch in Philadelphia. Happ with a home run. Cubs 5, Phillies 1.
Vinny's Beverage Depot, and we're going to give it to Kyle Hendricks. He was outstanding again tonight. He's been on quite a roll here lately. Changeup, just spectacular. A couple of crisis situations. He worked his way out of those two. He allowed just the one run. 6 innings of sterling work for Kyle Hendricks here tonight. Vinny's Beverage Depot is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs. First man out of the chute tonight is veteran right-hander Jesse Chavez, working for the 49th time. He's won 5, lost 2. 2.82 earned run average. And Cub uniform, it's just been spectacular work for Jesse. A 1.16 earned run average. 0.77 whip. 477 on base plus slugging against, covering 18 appearances in a Cub uniform.
Some defensive changes as Pedro Florimon off the bench, just activated. The DL takes up and in. Almora plays center. Happ moves to right. Zobrist now playing second. And a line drive to Schwarber for the out. Here's Hernandez.
Hey, good pitch.
Cubs lead 5-1 here in the 7th. Trying to give themselves a chance for a series win tomorrow against Aaron Nola. John Lester will pitch for the Cubs.
A couple all-stars go tomorrow. Nola's been unbelievable all year, especially here in his home ballpark. John Lester's been dominant against the Phillies in his career.
Verizon projected starters. Lester against Nola. Aaron Nola in that picture reminds me of Carl Pavano. One and two on Hernandez. Chavez is 1-2, called strike three on a fastball.
Similar to the one that Hendricks got Cabrera with, right over the outside edge. Chavez, he doesn't mess around when he goes out there, man. Let's go, boys. Let's get it on.
Santana with 2 outs. He's 2 for 3. Baez will play in the right field grass between Rizzo and Zobrist. And Bryant will play goalie between second and third. Murphy out of the game. That's Zobrist. And playing second. Ouch. What happened? Backswing?
Yeah, I think you got it.
Santana, former catcher, understands that's no fun.
Big swing, big follow through. Hey, we didn't see if Happ got the waffle treatment after his home run.
Right, yeah. Good catch. Swing and a miss. Chavez goes 1, 2, 3. A couple of strikeouts, and we head off to the 8th. Still 5-1. For night and weekend games, plus a free bike check located near the Addison Red Line station. Pace Express buses also available from Hillside and Rolling Meadows. Check out available transportation and parking options at cubs.com/transportation. Another newcomer to the roster, Austin Davis. Left-hander, and he's back from the DL. Had low back tightness. And you see his numbers in 22 appearances.
What's that? 6'4", 245, 25 years of age. 12th round pick 2014 by the Phils.
And first pitch strike to Anthony Rizzo.
Hey, this fits your two cities
Austin
category.
Davis.
Yeah.
I like it. Bounce to Franco. And he'll throw to first in plenty of time.
Cubs got the scoring started early. Daniel Murphy jumped on an 0-2 fastball for a leadoff double. Single error on a Baez slow roller. Zobrist double, and the Cubs are up 2-0 in the way Kyle Hendricks has been pitching. Figured that might be enough, but just for good measure, they've played add-on and now lead 5-1.
So we could go next level on a game and go first name, last name, College Town. Austin Davis would fit.
Mm-hmm.
Charged by Franco, and he's going to let it go, and that was the best play because he had no shot at Zobrist.
Yeah, for a minute there, I thought he was going to try to make a play on that ball. At the last there, he made the prudent decision. You see the ball had some spin on it that was likely going to kick it foul.
Jake Arrieta not facing the Cubs in either series here in 2018. Bobby Wilson has joined the club, although he's currently on the disabled list. I got him from Minnesota. Taylor Davis is on the active roster. So the Cubs should be in good shape in terms of catching depth here in this final month. Swing and a miss for strike three. Bryant 1 for 3 with a double. Scored in the third on the Schwarber triple. Out into right center. He's got a 2-hit night. And Addison Russell will make his return as he will pinch hit for Schwarber.
A successful return to the lineup for KB, and now Addison will get a crack here.
So I'm guessing Zobrist will head out to left, and Russell will stay in and play short. Joe West chatting with Davis about what?
I don't know, and Gabe Kaplan wants to find out what that conversation was about as well. I have no idea what this could be about.
Could it be about a mound visit of some kind? When in doubt, it's about that. Is there something he's wearing that Joe said he can't wear? So Joe is saying, I understand that. He keeps saying that, but
yeah,
I don't want to make a big deal about it, but so here is Russell. All right, so maybe it's this. So it looks like he's got one of those cheat sheets that you see outfielders sometimes look at in terms of positioning. That had to be it, right?
Yep. I don't know. I don't know if there's any in the rules that prevent you, and there must be. That must be what Joe was saying. I don't want to make a big thing about it, but maybe pace of play issues.
Well, to be honest with you, I think it's the opposite. I think they should give them all that stuff. Then they don't have to. Why do you need a mound visit then?
Well, most of the mound visits. Well, yeah, you could eliminate mound visits altogether, but
right.
It's not going to happen.
Swing
it's funny
and a miss.
The catcher, and we saw David Ross do it, had the thing on his arm that he would look for the scouting report.
Right, so why can't a pitcher do it versus other? I mean, I would say during an at-bat you wouldn't want it, but before a guy hits, especially a pinch hitter, who cares? Russell strikes out, and that will end the Cubs' 8th. They lead 5-1.
Shooting a look back at Joe, but Joe was looking out into left field. Mode, plus get weekly stats, roster updates, and more. RBI Baseball 18 is available now. Learn more at rbigame.com. Rated E for everyone.
Zobrist to left, his third position. Russell to short, Baez to second. Chavez still pitching. Rhys Hoskins takes low and outside for ball one.
Rhys, R-H-Y-S, Rhys. It's a Welsh in origin, and it means enthusiasm.
Deep to right and out of play.
The Anglican version would be Reese, R-E-E-C-E or R-E-E-S-E.
Yeah, you see that a lot. Not R-H-Y-S. So we were talking during the break about the cheat sheet Austin Davis appeared to have. I liked your idea. Put in a pitch clock. You do whatever you want.
Yeah, as long as you throw the ball within X number of seconds.
You can take an iPad out to the mound if you want.
Just floss your teeth if you want between pitches.
Just throw it before the clock runs out.
Got some ideas about this whole roster, expanded roster thing too. First and foremost, get rid of. Oh, he wanted time, he didn't get it.
High drive out into medium depth left center for Zobrist.
You know, some people have talked about a 28-man roster the entire year, but no expansion on September 1. I'd be intrigued by that.
I just think 25 for your game day roster. I think, well, the simplest thing is 40. You can do 40, big league meal money, big league service time, all that stuff, and you hand in a 25-man roster every day.
Yeah, but I would limit bullpen. I would limit the bullpen, and for me, I would limit it in Marty Foster and Gabe Kapler barking at each other here. I would limit bullpen guys to, for me, it'd be 6, but nobody would live with that. So I would say 7, and you could have another guy or 2 hanging out there. And if the game went extra innings, they could then become eligible.
How about this rule? You cannot use more pitchers than innings. I mean, that gives you a pad.
Yeah.
But just, you know, you can't use more than 9 in a 9-inning game. At least that's where
that's
probably have to
that's
start.
too many for me. So I want to limit the number of bullpen guys available so the manager cannot make as many in-game or in-inning, mid-inning pitching changes to get the platoon advantage. I want them to force pitchers to face more guys. I think that would enhance pace of play, and it would make it more interesting too.
Well, how about make a pitcher face multiple batters? Swing and a miss, 2 down. Would that solve it?
I would be open to that, but for me, I like the limited number of options out there. But I would buy into that too, the multiple batter argument. And I'm not talking just September. I'm talking all summer long.
Right. On a bounce to Baez. He's got all kinds of time. Going to play catch with himself.
Everybody pitch like Jesse Chavez.
Yeah. As he throws out Ramos, Chavez 6 up, 6 down. It's 5-1. the Miller Lite. Hold true moment. So good to see Chris Bryant back in a big league game. 2 DL stints this year, missing 51 games. He's got 2 hits in his return from his second stint. And his team has a 9th inning lead, 5-1. Victor Caratini takes a strike from Davis. Oh, knocked down by Davis on a bullet by Caratini. Bad throw into right. Victor will head to second. And Davis appears to be okay. A hard comebacker by Caratini, and it will be an error on Davis. That's a tough error.
It is, but if you're a pitcher, you'd probably rather have it being an error than a hit. And knocks it down, has plenty of time. I think a lot of adrenaline pumping there, and he just didn't set his feet.
Wow. I don't know if that ball got his pitching arm or if he got a glove on it. And we'll take a couple of warm-up tosses here. Or just one. By the way, I think we figured it all out. See, they just listen to us. The cheat sheet idea. We could get rid of all mound visits forever. You have the pitching coach, Jim Hickey, Rick Kranitz. They could have 2 or 3 versions of whatever they're going to tell their pitcher when they come out. Keep the ball down, get a double play ball. And Santana just got to the bag ahead of Almora. For the first out. And it'll bring up Ian Happ.
Albert's not he's not heading back to the dugout. He's hoping that they're going to challenge it, and the Cubs are not. Now he's coming home.
And the Phillies will bring their infield in against Ian Happ. Hefty home run time. This was left-handed off Ramos, and he'll now bat from the right side. And a line out to Franco. First pitch swinging. Happ is out. 2 down.
Well, that'll go down as not getting the job done with a man on third and less than 2 outs, but he hit the ball right on the nose. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Bad luck.
David Bodie now pinch hitting in the pitcher spot. Right, so Jim Hickey, keep the ball down, get a ground ball, double play, get out of the inning, okay? Write that down, and then bullet point number 2 could be some mechanical thing that he would tell a guy. And then when he wants to visit, he just yells at, hey, number 2. The pitcher just pulls it out of his pocket, he reads it, and we save 5 minutes a game. Right?
Yeah, or like you do the NFL sideline thing. You hold up pictures of the message you're trying to convey.
Batters should have it for third base coach signs. That gets aggravating when a guy forgets the 2 signs he's given. This is not an NFL playbook, but it happens all the time. Bodie out into right center, and the Cubs add to the lead. Pinch hit double makes it 6-1.
Pretty darn good off the bench, David Bodie. We cash in the error committed by Davis.
This is a Gallagher insurance run.
This looks like David told himself when he went up there, hey, front shoulder closed. Think right center. Don't pull off.
Home run swing. Baez missed it. Nearing some pretty impressive numbers. A homer away from 30. 2 RBIs away from 100. Batting average just below 300. Base hit to left. Bodie coming around third. The throw by Hoskins. Not in time. 99 RBIs for Baez. 7-1. 3 hits tonight.
Trading places. Baez waxes one to the left. Hoskins takes a shot at home, and Javi cruises on into second base.
A pitch to Anthony Rizzo. A strike.
Having Doug Eddings moved a little bit. I wonder how that ever became the sign to move, right? Anthony asked Marty Foster that he said Doug Eddings was kind of in his line of sight and he wanted him to move, and Foster tapped the top of his head. You see umpires do that all the time. The second base umpire will move. I wonder if Bill Clem invented that move.
Probably.
Jocko Conlon.
Airborne, and it will be caught by Hoskins. We go to the bottom of the ninth. All Cubs tonight in game 2. Brewers match up in a huge game in Milwaukee. Coverage starts at 7. You can stream the game live on the NBC Sports app. At the end of the night, the Brewers could be back in second place. They have a 3-1 lead in the 8th at Washington. And the Cardinals are down 4-0 in the bottom of the 8th at home against Cincinnati. Randy Rosario will try to close them out. Not a safe spot with his team leading 7-1 here in the 9th.
3.23 the ERA for the young left-hander. 39 innings. He's allowed 36 hits. Walked more than you would like. Hasn't really hurt him too much. He's punched out 24. Jesse Chavez outstanding again tonight. 3 up, 3 down innings. He punched out 3.
Nice to see the Cubs left side of the infield back. Addison Russell in the game here late. Chris Bryant started. Nick Williams 2 hits and an RBI. I mentioned Russell earlier, just really anxious to get back. He said it felt like he missed forever. Pulled on a bounce to Rizzo. Rosario at the bag. It's a perfect feed from Anthony. What else is new?
That's the thing, you know, when you play every day in this sport and all of a sudden you're out of action for 10 days or so, it does feel like forever.
So Bryant, it was the left shoulder. Russell, right shoulder, left hand. And had that finger issue, but everything feels good. And that's the thing with the roster depth, not just September, but I mean the quality of depth on this roster. Joe doesn't have to push these guys to, you know, play 7, 8, 9 days in a row. For the hole, cut off by Bryant. He's got a nice night with the glove too. Phillies down to their last out.
Kyle Hendricks with the win will move to 11-10. It was lowered his ERA to 3.77. That's the lowest it has been since June 21st. He seems to be peaking at the right time.
Phillies had a good night last night. They shaved a game off the Braves lead down to 2, but it could be the opposite tonight. They're down late, and the Braves just put up a 3 spot in the 8th at home against the Pirates. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Keone Kela gave it up after a real good start from Chris Archer. He left with the lead. 1-2.
Nice to get this one with Aaron Nola teed up, ready to go tomorrow.
Yeah, Lester Nola should be fun.
Those old commercials. Here's to you, Mr. Stadium.
Yeah.
There should be a here's to you, Mr. Get everybody up in the stadium guy. Somebody who's making sure everybody gets up, whether they want to or not.
Those guys are from Chicago, right? Did those commercials. Bounce to Bryant. That's how it should work. Cubs win. Cubs win 7-1. 2-1 to start the road trip. All smiles and KB's return.
Yeah, that was a nice night at the ballpark. Cubs bang out 11 hits, 7 runs. Phillies had a couple opportunities there. They got a little tense, but Kyle Hendricks pitched out of a couple of jams beautifully to hold them at bay. They managed just 1 run off the Cubs pitching here tonight. Ian Happ hit a home run. He's been scuffling, so it's a positive step for young Ian. And Dandy tomorrow with Nola and Lester scheduled.
So for JD and our entire NBC Sports Chicago crew here at Citizens Bank Park, headed by John Walsh, Dave Turner, Tamara Anderson, Len Casper with your final. Cubs 7, Phillies 1. We're back with you Tuesday at 7 from Miller Park. Big series coming up. The Cubs and the Brewers. And coming up next, keep it right here for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois post-game live.